Proverbs 11. You know, the number one reason that I see people going wrong in spiritual things is because of their love of wealth and because of materialism. And it was always the same. Verse 1, a false balance is an abomination to Yahweh, but accurate weights are his delight. This is very often mentioned by God in the law of Moses. He hates dishonest weights. So if you had, let's say, a kilogram of potatoes, and you were selling them in the market, you had, say, a 1 kilogram weight that you put the other side of the scales, so they balance, and you said, there you are, here's your 1 kilogram of potatoes, for however much it was. But you could have a dishonest weight, so that you actually got away with actually getting the money for 1 kilogram, but you actually only gave them a bit less. I say a bit less because it couldn't be too obvious, could it? Or else it would be obvious that your weights are false. In other words, what God has a passion against is petty materialism. Petty materialism. Just 1 or 2 euros, $1 or $2, 1 or 2 quid for this or that. I could get that, or I could not give him the right change, or whatever. God hates petty materialism. But that is actually what drives society. Petty materialism. You see it at the crucifixion of the Lord Jesus, that beneath the cross there's the Son of God dying in torture. And right 1 metre, 1.5 metres away from him, the soldiers were arguing about who's going to have his shoes, who's going to have the sandals, who's going to have his coat. And they were throwing the dice, weren't they? Arguing about petty materialism in the face and in the presence of the dying of the Son of God. And we can be the same. And you see, it says in verse 4 here of Proverbs 11, riches don't profit in the day of wrath. What's the day of wrath? The day of judgment. You are not going to come to the day of judgment with a credit card or with banknotes or with gold, are you? It's bizarre, isn't it? And say, Lord, can I just buy my way in? Obviously not. It's bizarre to think of that, coming before the Son of God at the day of judgment with money, thinking, well, I could maybe buy my way in. No, riches do not profit, it says, in the day of wrath. So let's quit petty materialism. Let's quit materialism altogether, but particularly this petty materialism, this small-scale stuff, because that's an abomination to God. And God looks at the little things. That is the sum of a man. His attitudes to little things.